Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, we received some breaking news earlier this morning, and it was Liverpool who had agreed a 60 million deal for Southampton's Romeo Lavia. Normally, I would be over the moon about that sort of news, as it's kind of like a here we go moment, as Fabrizio would say. But not for us Liverpool fans, unfortunately. A few days ago, we agreed a British record fee for Brighton's Moises Caicedo. The fee was 110 million. And at the moment, it was just announced earlier on today that he is now a Chelsea player. So even today, as the story broke, there were already rumors circulating about Chelsea still pursuing Romeo Lavia as a signing, and he in fact is favouring a move to Stamford Bridge. And that's exactly what's happened. Romeo Lavia is set to be joining Chelsea, and I'm sure the official news is imminent. And to be honest, I don't blame Romeo Lavia for making that decision. Why would he join Liverpool? We've disrespected him by placing numerous bids over the last few weeks and not matching Southampton's valuation of the player, which is 50 million. Then as soon as we found out that there's a chance of getting Caicedo, we put him back on the shelves like an old can of beans. Now, if that's how we're treating a player before he even joins, he would naturally have some reservations about the management of the club, and rightly so. Now, I don't want to speak about our owners, FSG, too much, but I feel like it is the right time to do so. So we'll touch on that a little bit. What kind of cowboy operations are we running at this club? We're a laughing stock in the football world. Are we letting interns negotiate these deals? Because it seems like we have no idea what we're doing. There's no strategic approach in placing any bids or negotiating the deal. We've brought in Schmatka, who literally has paid one release clause, and that was for Szoboszlai. It's pretty much like hitting a buy now button on Amazon. It's not hard work. Click the button and the job's done. Now he's chilling Ibiza doing jack all, in my opinion. The Caicedo deal. Why would we place a record bid for a player who's publicly said he wants to join Chelsea? There must have been some sort of discussions or encouragement from Caicedo's camp that suggested he would be interested in a move to Liverpool. I think they've played a smart game. They've used Liverpool's interest to maneuver a move to their destined club, and that was Chelsea. And it was public knowledge. Everyone knew he had his heart set on a move to Chelsea. So why do we still go for him? Chelsea wanted to negotiate a deal on their terms, and they've managed to do that now. But also, why have we publicly shown our hand to the world that we actually do have the funds to place a bid of 100 million plus for a player? That's such a schoolboy error from FSG. Because we put Lavia on the back burner, we've lost out on our primary target, all because of incompetent business from FSG. If FSG just paid what was asked by Southampton and stopped haggling, we wouldn't be in this situation where we're now scratching our heads and thinking what to do now. Who can we target? Earlier today, I titled this show saying we've agreed a deal, and it's not even been 24 hours and we've been hijacked. Liverpool Football Club have been taken for mugs, and as fans, what can we say? Rival fans are already saying that when the Caicedo bids were placed, oh, no one's really talking about FSG out. Of course we wouldn't at that time, because we made a bid that was groundbreaking at the time. But the way things have unfolded, this is why we're screaming FSG out, because in the space of 2 years, we've gone from possibly being one of the best run clubs in world football to Zippo Circus right now. It's an absolute joke. And if I'm being honest, I'm really worried about the club. I feel like this summer, if we had invested in the right players, we could be competing for major honours, as we have a young and up-and-coming squad. But as it stands, I feel like we won't be even challenging for top four. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about the whole Lavia situation, this whole transfer saga between Liverpool and Chelsea for Lavia and Caicedo. Am I being too negative and should keep my hope alive, or do you share the same view? Because I know a lot of people do. And have we accepted the fact that we need to look elsewhere? I certainly have. The deal is pretty much imminent now in terms of Lavia going to Chelsea. So if you're watching live and would like to come on have a little rant or have your say, feel free to hit the link in the description, and I'll get you on the show as soon as possible. In the meantime, I've mentally clocked out with regards to Lavia joining. It's done. It's a done deal. It hasn't been announced, but it's a done deal for me. So the big question is, who do we target? There are a few names that I have in mind. I think we should be looking at the likes of Fulham's and Palhinha, Crystal Palace's Doucouré, PSV's Sangare, Benfica's Florentino Luis, and Borussia Mönchengladbach's Kone. These are 5 alternative targets. Apart from Sangare, who has a release clause of 32 million, so that's like a light bulb for Schmacker there, not doing much work, just paying whatever asked for and getting the deal done. If that's what has to be done, please do it. But the other players that I've mentioned, they will be valued at least 10 million extra due to the fact that we've let the world know that we're not broke boys. We've actually got money in the bank. So in terms of price points for these players, I think Palhinha and Doucouré would probably cost around 70 million, which I know it sounds ridiculous in terms of that price point, but that is the going rate of the market, unfortunately. You've got the likes of Declan Rice, who's probably obviously a better player, but he's gone for 105. Caicedo's gone for 115. Ugarte went to PSG for 60. I think that was an opportunity for Liverpool, which we've missed. So there's a lot of players that have gone for big fees. Enzo as well, Fernandez, gone to Chelsea in January for 110 million. So the market's shaking in terms of prices right now. Florentino Luis would probably cost probably around 80, 90 million, as Benfica's are tough negotiators, and especially so late in the window, they would want to charge us a premium price in order to find an adequate replacement. With regards to Kone, I believe he's just returned to training as he got an injury playing for France under 21 in the Euros. So he would be the more realistic option, and I think he would be available for around 40 million. Out of the names that I've mentioned, I would probably go for Kone, and I think he wouldn't break the bank. I guess in terms of stats, his numbers might not match the other players that I mentioned, but I feel like he's a hybrid of playing as a number 6 or a number 8. He's a ball carrier, progressive player, good passing range as well. So I feel like he would fit in quite well at Liverpool. So out of the options that I mentioned, who would be the right fit for Liverpool? Or have I missed someone out? Let me know in the comments. We've only got a couple of weeks remaining of the transfer window. I'm praying that we do some sort of business behind the scenes, as we're in a desperate situation right now. Yeah, looking at the players, it's tricky in terms of who we would get. We definitely need a destroyer. I know we were also linked with Tyler Adams earlier today. He also had a medical at Chelsea, and I think he's past it, but they just wanted to focus on Lavia and Caicedo. So he's pretty much looking for a club. I think a couple of hours ago, Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Bournemouth are looking to trigger his release clause for 20 million, which is nothing. So he looks like he's set to go to Bournemouth. Liverpool running out of options. But yeah, it's it's a stressful time to be a Liverpool fan. I guess it is what it is at this stage. And that concludes the show for today. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow evening for another show as I do a Premier League preview of match week 1. As well as I'll announce the FPL manager of the week. So if you haven't already joined our FPL league, this is the code right here. So M7HKKS. Feel free to join if you've got your team. I think you'll be added to the league after match week 2. So yeah, it's not too late to get added to the team. Just got another comment here from Madison Smith. So I know this is premature and we will learn more about Newcastle versus Man City on Saturday. But if more serious moves don't happen in the Big Six, are Arsenal and Newcastle the only teams to challenge City? That's a good question. I think a lot of people aren't even considering Newcastle as challengers for the title. Some have, in terms of predictions, they haven't placed him in the top 4. So as it stands, I think Arsenal are 100% the strongest contenders to Man City. Liverpool, obviously, I've elaborated in terms of the problems that we're having. I think Manchester United, they haven't recruited the right players, in my opinion. I feel like they still have some business to do. A lot of players departing. I believe Fred has just gone to Fenerbahce as well. So they'll be in the market for midfielders. Who else? You got Chelsea. Obviously, they've got Caicedo now coming in, Lavia, Enzo. So they've got a solid midfield now. But a lot of their players in the team are more or less players that aren't ready-made right now. They're young prospects that have a lot of potential, but they haven't really been Premier League proven, or we don't know what to expect from them at the same time. So yeah, I think Villa for me are dark horses. I feel like they have a great team. Obviously, they didn't show that account of themselves on the weekend, but I feel like Arsenal are the strongest ones at the minute. But I will be doing a Premier League prediction show after the window. I've done that deliberately. I didn't want to do one before the season started because I know there's a lot of business that still needs to be done, especially from Liverpool side. So once I know what the picture is looking like for Liverpool, I can give a bit more accurate assessment in terms of where I see them being placed and how other teams are looking as well within the league. So yes, so I will be doing a match week 1 review tomorrow. So make sure to tune in. If you haven't already, feel free to follow me on social media. So you can follow me at Ozzie FTP on Twitter, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok as well. So until tomorrow, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.